T-Rex just fell out of the hump. Too bad it's not African Bambaataa in the Zulu Nation. He gets speared to death. Leadership 101. Never fall out. Alright. Real quick, this is SOS. I'm Staff Sergeant Badass. And real quick, I want to do a my 5 picks for today of things most people, I'm going to say people, think they have figured out. And this is going into all your different strategies. This is like 5, I'll say 5 strategies. 5 strategies that most people think they have figured out. You know, the keyboard warriors will come on and, blah, 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 and the unconfirmed resume stamped approved. You know, I don't know most of these people that leave these crazy, wild, this is the reality that I know comments, and we get a lot of them, man. I mean, it's from you know, the Walking Dead fanboys to, you know, a lot of other crazy stuff out there. And you know, The Walking Dead's a great show. I'm not going to knock it. There's a lot of things that are great. I mean, I could give you my top 5 favorite TV shows, and I'd probably throw that on the list just because it is a great little skit. But there's many more that that I think would be way better, especially Jericho. I'd have to add Jericho to like #1, and I think it's a conspiracy they took that show down. But anyways, I'll do a video like that. If you guys want that, just let me know below if you guys want to hear my top 5 picks or top 10 or whatever. Sippy and I used to do top 10 songs and top 10 songs of the apocalypse, top 10 movies. We did top 10 movies. That was epic. That was actually some really good picks, and everyone else's picks was great. I digress, and I'm supposed to get started on this video. All right. It's early. It's early. So many preppers, you know, think they have like every single thing staked down as far as their plan, right? And the way it's going to go out. Well, if this happens, I'm going to do this. And if this happens, I'm going to do that. And I could throw out so many different things into this list, but usually when I write down, like, when it comes to strategies and what takes place, this isn't items you need to have. This is like strategies. This is, and #1 on my list that I wrote down for strategies is because it falls into every strategy, because it's a key part of all your strategies. It doesn't matter what strategy you're going to perform and try to accomplish during a total collapse. #1 always seems to come to fitness. And I'm putting that as my #1 on the list. Now, if it's an item to have, it's water. You know, I always put that #1. I can't stress enough fitness, because how many times have you tried to carry? I said water and instantly wanted water. Hang on a second. All right. Fitness. Okay. You know, there's, you know, a lot of people that will assume that they've got that one down, or, you know, that walk through Walmart parking lot or something. Let's just say it's, I'm not saying that everyone's like this. I'm not generalizing. I'm just saying there are people out there that assume because they don't break a sweat doing certain activities, or that mediocre walk or whatever doesn't bother them. But if you really start to pay attention to it, go for a very long hike and see how far off it is, your fitness aspect. And can you do, I mean, I know women that can do pull-ups, and there are men who can't do pull-ups, can't do one pull-up, cannot use any upper body strength at all. And a lot of these guys will, you know, will assume that they don't have to run or jump over things or dodge things, and will, you know, incorporate a firearm or whatever it is into that equation. Well, I don't need distance. You know, I've got this. All right. So there are a lot of people that need help in that department and have to get that help in order to survive. because a long distance walk, and I will get to more of this in just a minute, but number one on my list is fitness. And that's one strategy that most think that they've already got figured out, that it's just going to hit them during SHTF. It's just going to come to me. I'm just going to all of a sudden, well, yeah, you're going to lose some weight, brother. You're going to lose a lot of weight. You know, it's going to happen. You're not going to have as much food to eat. But, you know, there are some that are probably going to have a panic eating fit and just start nom, 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 nom. The first day, all their MREs are gone. But I act like I knew somebody like that, all right? Okay, let's move on and we'll get more into that. Number two, bug outs. This goes back into fitness. That's the reason why I put fitness number one. I wrote that as another strategy in there that people think they have all figured out. Long distances, okay? You're not gonna, it's not like a camping trip. It's not like, all right, come on, honey, well, we're bugging out, you know, we're just gonna go on up here real quick, and the woods are right there, right? You know what I mean? This goes into BOVs and all that stuff, and capable vehicles and the capable people, and this falls right back into fitness, and it falls back into your plans, because carrying a rifle, imagine most rifles today, when people customize them, they don't weigh no 7 pounds. They start to punch it to like 10 pounds, 15 pounds. I've picked up a few that were choices for certain people's bug out scenario. I picked up a, what is this, SOCOM 2 from some guy. He had like this SOCOM 2. This thing was ridiculous. It was like 25 pounds. 25-pound rifle. Can you imagine carrying a 25-pound rifle with you and a pack of all the stuff that the other item that people have figured out, back to the bug out, is the bag. All the items that go into the bag, they think they have it all figured out. And they won't take advice from anyone. And this falls into the category of a lot of people that won't take advice. But a lot of that stuff that is unneeded is in there. I mean, the setups are as mediocre as if you're going to go freaking sleep in a hotel somewhere. Oh, I'm just going to, they're having one of those sci-fi conventions up the road. I'm going to take my bag and I'm just messing. Kill me. All right. So, long distance. I mean long distance. I know myself and Guns McPew, there's several videos on the channel of our last bug out trip we did. That was that was insane. I mean, you're talking like 20, 30, 40 miles, 60 miles in some cases. For some people, it's heavy terrain. That's a lot of heavy terrain. You can't just, you're not riding a bike through all that. And you're going to have to get pretty far into it and figure out some sort of location that's best. And if you're getting into woods, and if you're getting in from one heavily populated city to the next, I'm just saying, these bug out routines fall into, you're going to be exhausted, and then a threat comes up on you. You're in front of a threat. You're already exhausted. You're spent. And now you have to fight. You have to fight for your life. You know, sure, people when their backs are against the wall, they tend to fight harder than they ever have, but that's still, it's not a good situation. All right. Are you prepared for that? This is the one that people think they all have figured out, right? Number 3, this falls into the same category. Survival in the woods. Are you ready for survival in the woods? Can you find wild edibles to eat? Can you do all these things that you've probably told your buddies you're going to do? This is just something to consider. And don't hate me. I'm just putting this stuff out there. There are things that we equally, I'm going to say we, because I'm included in this as well, still need practice on. I'm not a pro at it. I'm not an expert at it. I'm not the woods guru or anything. And most of these guys that go out to these woods, and you see them on like these TV shows, you know, that everyone loves to watch. You think the guy's alone. He ain't alone. He's got a crew of 10 people with him. And most of these guys that really do it, they have a vast community of at least 10 to 20, 30 people in that community. They are not alone. There are plenty of people there. So the chances of getting overran by ticks, you know, that's happened to me several times. I've been completely covered. I'm lucky I didn't catch a fever and die, but you're going to get overran by ticks. There's no pest control. You're not going to stop all the bugs. That's also with the critters. You're not going to stop all the critters. You know, being able to fortify a shelter. You're going to, dehydration is heavy in the woods, especially if you're in some state like Tennessee, like myself. If I was up in the Smoky Mountains, the humidity is horrible. And you sweat all day long. You're constantly exhausted and losing water. And try it. I'm saying try it. Do it more often. It's not a camping trip. It's a camping trip you can leave. You know, a bug out into the woods, you're not going to leave. It's very dangerous. People can die. Your life's in danger. And there's just too much stuff that can kill you. I'm just saying. It's not one of these things, you know, people think they're going to do this, this, and this. And it doesn't exactly come down to that. But do it. Go and do it. It's just like the fitness thing. Go and do it. All these things on the list are things to go and do, right? Or make sure that you're solid on. Don't just assume you have it all figured out. All right. I'll get to more of this in just a minute. Food storage. Okay. You need food storage. People put that stuff off all the time. You need food storage. Now, I'm not saying, this isn't one of those things where I'm saying no one does it. Yeah, they have like a few cabinets of food storage. Now, what are you saying, BA? I have food storage. I'm not talking about a case of MREs or something like that. You're going to have to get heavy into your food storage and not just rely on seeds. I get this comment a lot. Well, I have seeds. I'm going to grow a garden during the collapse. All right, go for it, buddy. Because looters loot. They loot your garden when you're sleeping. It goes back into security. Being able to protect your garden. And a small little garden's not big enough to feed a family of 5. I'm just throwing it out there. And if you're like 1 or 2 people, tiny little garden ain't going to do the trick. That stuff, you'll burn through that so fast. Especially when there's nothing else to eat. You cannot solely rely on a garden. You're going to need a backup food storage supply until the garden comes in. Then you're going to need to be able to have food storage for when garden ain't doing so well. And if you think about this, if it was fallout, let's just say we went into that scenario. Fallout, your garden can kill you. So you can wrap your mind around that one. So garden is a good thing, but you don't need just the garden. You need a lot more than a garden. And that falls back into number 5 on my list, skills. Knowing how to grow a garden. Number 1. Skills. Being able to do a pull-up. Okay, I'm messing with you. Okay, that's not a skill. That's just physical activity. All right, number 5. Skills. Definitely. Being able to survive in the woods is a skill. Being able to make traps and snares, all that cool stuff. You see people do it. Can you do it? That's the thing. Can you sit down and do these things so you have muscle memory? So when it comes to doing them without any paperbacks or YouTube videos, will you be able to do it? Skills. And there's several things that go into skills. You know, the one list that I would say to make that is very important list to make is, they think they have it all figured out, right? Make a list. Skills. Right at the very top of that, put skills. Then start writing down your skills. And that's what I'm going to leave you with. All right, camera's acting up. If you guys enjoy this stuff, please let me know. Please comment below and let me know if you guys really enjoy this stuff or not. And I'll do more. I'll do a lot more of these different scenarios. I make lists all the time of weird stuff, so these are just some of my lists. I carry around a little, actually I think it's on the floor here. I carry around this guy. This is just my little notebook. It's packed full of lists. Tons of lists that I just write. I write down. These are things that I should probably be concerned with in case something happens. If something happens to me, what should my wife do? Or, you know, random list. But make yourself some lists. Like I've said before, it's a great idea. All right, you're watching SOS. I'm Staff Sergeant Badass. Have a beautiful, fabulous, fantastic day. Rainbows and unicorns. Take it easy. God bless.